I'm a guitar player. But not just guitar player, also musician first and then a guitar player second. I started playing the guitar with 9. My first teacher was my uncle. And I started because my parents actually wanted me to. I didn't even want to start, but then I really got into playing when I was around 10 and started to listen to heavy metal music. Early Metallica stuff, which I still love, by the way. Then it went on to more brutal metal stuff like NAPALM Death, which I also still love. From then on, like when I was 13, 14, I started playing jazz, which might be a surprise. But my uncle took me to one concert and he told me, man, there's a really fast guitar player coming to our town. You got to go. And it turned out to be Michael Sargmeister, great jazz player from Frankfurt in Germany. And I was blown away because I really didn't know what the guy was doing. Then I got another teacher. His name is Ro Gebhardt. He lives in Saarland, who went to Berklee College for like 2 semesters or so. And he told me, man, you have to send them a tape. So I did, and they invited me to do an audition for a scholarship. I was 17 by then. I got a scholarship for a 5-week summer program first. And I did another audition. I got a scholarship for full-time study. That was an incredible experience because I met so many great musicians there. Before I knew what I wanted to do, I was into the whole fusion thing. I got there and I got introduced to this whole new side of jazz. There were, for example, guys like Walter Smith, the sax player. I had an ensemble with him. Incredible. Or Kendrick Scott, the drummer. And that was a whole different world that had nothing to do with where I came from, and I kind of felt a little bit intimidated by that. After I was done with Berklee, a lot of my peers went to New York. I really didn't see me there because I thought it was too rough for me, and I think still to this day I think I was right. So I went to Cologne because in Germany I think the places for jazz are Berlin and Cologne. I started to study for music education, to become a teacher at school, at high school. And that was also a great experience for me, because up to that point I was so into the whole jazz thing and I had no idea about all the other aspects of music. Also socially it was great for me because up to that point I was only hanging out with jazz musicians, caught up in this little world, like even like musicology stuff. I did some classes on Indian music, which was great, or musical taste, why certain people listen to certain kinds of music. I finished that in 2010. Then I actually went into high school in 2011 to do the so-called referendariat. And that was just not for me. It was just awful. And I quit after less than a year. And I'm still thankful to this day that I did, because it was Hell. After that, I had like a fresh start with music. I did my first album actually. It took me so long. I was over 30 already, and I did my first album. Features a great band, incredible lineup with Pablo Held on keys and Jonas Burgwinkel on drums, Daniele Kamada, old friend of mine from Boston, on bass, and Sebastian Gille on saxophone. After that, I joined some other projects. There's, of course, my band Colonel Petrov's Good Judgment. We just did an album last week. It's the third studio album, and that has been around for like forever. Like we started in 2008 as a trio, and yeah, it's still around, and I think it's picking up again. There were some breaks in between, but we have some plans. Okay. It depends on if it's now or in the past. But favorites, John Scofield, of course. He has been, I mean, I've been listening to him since I was 15. Like some of the first experiences with this kind of music, this kind of guitar playing I had with him, so that stays with me. And also Joe Pass. He has this, I don't know, when I listen to him, I always imagine him being totally sweet guy. You kind of can hear it in his playing. That's beautiful. Pat Metheny as well. He's just, he has this incredible output of stuff he has been doing. I was more into him when I was younger, like when I was around 19 or 20 or even before. But still, I mean, he's just incredible. Django Reinhardt, because he's like the great-grandfather of a lot of stuff. And he has this charm in his playing, which I really like. And something completely different, Allan Holdsworth. It's a very unique approach. It has this 80s fusion vibe to it, but it makes total sense. I mean, it's highly virtuoso, this stuff, but it's not just about that. There's something special about him, definitely. I totally forgot Bill Frisell now. Yes, this one is special to me because I got it from my parents for my 40th birthday, which was last year. And I already had a Strat, but not a really great one. And this one is a custom shop Fender. And I picked it up, and when I was trying it, I was buying it from this guy in Luxembourg, and I was playing it and talking to him. And I realized while I was talking to him, I was still playing, and I was like, wow, this feels great. I don't want to stop playing on it. And yeah, I like to do some of your clips on this because it plays well. It has this neck. It has this flame, which I really like. I don't know if you see this. It looks really beautiful, and it feels great. And yeah, I actually did the Colonel Petrov recording last week on this, which was not the plan, because I wanted to use humbuckers, a guitar with humbuckers with a bigger rock sound, because usually I've always thought Colonel Petrov needs a big guitar sound. But I realized that actually these single coils work better because they don't take away the frequencies from the drums. So if the guitar sound gets too big, it takes away from the drums. So I use this guitar on the whole recording, and it works perfect. Yes, I mean, Allan Holdsworth didn't invent this, but he's using it extensively. And you hit one note. It's one note that you pick. The others you just do with your left hand. You can do up to 4 notes on one string, or different combinations with pull-offs. One pick, and just keep going with your left hand, and then do that over several strings. Yeah, I can do it on this, but I have this other guitar that is best for that kind of stuff, which I show you. This is my red PRS, and it has a funny story to it. I also got it from my dad when I was 13, and when you are 13 or 12 in Germany, you usually do something called Präparandenunterricht, which is for Konfirmation. Don't know what it is in English. So you have these classes for like 2 years, and then you do this thing in church that everybody does. And we had this priest who did it, and he was not cool at all. And he gave us these assignments like memorize the table of contents of the Bible or something stupid. And one day I didn't do it, and my dad drove me. I told my dad, oh, I didn't do my homework. And he said, well, then tell him you have better stuff to do. I was like, okay, but if I tell him that, he's gonna say, then you can leave. So my dad said, well, if he says you can leave, then leave. And that's exactly how it went down. And everybody, I asked all my peers why they do it, and they all told me, oh, I get these great gifts for the confirmation. So I didn't do the confirmation, but I got the gift, and it's this guitar, which I really love. I still have it. It's from '93 or so. And for fast virtuoso stuff, it's the best. It plays like butter, it plays itself. Mahogany body, glued in neck, no screws, not like a Strat. The scale length is like between a Gibson and Fender. And yeah, I mean, I don't use it so much because it sounds very clean in a way. It's not like, doesn't have this dirtiness that a Fender guitar has. I use it for certain stuff that works great because it plays so well. And also the pickups, they have very high output. So that makes everything a little more flat, you know, more compressed, which is great for this kind of playing. This is my Fender custom shop Tele. It's like I think it's called postmodern something, because it's basically a Tele like in the old days, but it has some modern features like a compound radius, which means that the frets are a little flatter, so it's easier to play, especially solo stuff, which I really like. And yeah, it sounds awesome. I got this like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, because back then I had all these guitars that I didn't play anymore. Like I was collecting these guitars, and I didn't, over the years, like over the last 20 years, a lot of them my dad got me when I was younger, and I didn't play them. So I thought, man, I might as well sell them and get something really great. And I think every guitar player should have a Tele, because it's so versatile. You know, you can do almost anything on it. Like when I would play a jazz gig with like more jazzy sound than usual, I would take this guitar because it works for jazz as well. And the only thing it doesn't have is it's the whammy bar, which is a pity, but that's how Teles are. I mean, if it had a whammy bar, it wouldn't be a Tele. So because what also makes the Tele sound is that the strings go through the body. You have these little holes here, but you don't have the tremolo system and everything like the Strat has. So, yeah, and it's beautiful, beautiful color, really light, feels great, neck feels great. This is it's a Jazzmaster shaped guitar, but it's actually not a Jazzmaster at all, and it's not Fender. It's made by Haar Guitars in the Netherlands. Erik van der Haar. He builds great guitars, great instruments. They're like on custom shop level, and yeah, it looks like a Jazzmaster because of the body shape, but it's actually not. It's like a cross of almost like a Les Paul, because it has this mahogany body with a maple, flame maple top, but then it has a tremolo system like a Strat, and a bolt-on neck like a Strat. So it's a cross of different things, you know, which I like. It's very atypical, and I really like the pickups. And I use this one when I play with this band called the Resonators, which is kind of a free impro, somewhere between free jazz and free rock impro. And yeah, in that context, this guitar feels best for me, because it has this really strong sound and it works in any situation. So, and I really like the whammy bar on this one. Stays in tune, and it really so comfortable to use that I almost use it too much. I have to be careful. this thing with the loops, it features more myself as a guitar player, I think. And the other thing, like my band, features myself more as a composer. And then I have all these expectations towards myself as a composer, especially like not sounding like someone else, finding new forms, doing something new, which is always the hardest. I mean, if you just do something someone else did before, or you just follow a blueprint of something, it's kind of easy. And yeah, all that stuff is not there when I play the loops. Just having fun with something that's there. I don't have the expectation of having to invent something new, Well, I like the Chameleon one, the Scofield kind of vibe. I try to emulate it. And then the Dirty Loops thing is cool too. There's actually a lot I like. I also like the one where I forgot the name, where I use the chorus and play the melody, and it's not virtuoso at all, but it's. We made this video with the political stuff. That's not you. Yeah, I like that one too, because it's different. Thanks, goodbye, have a good time.